Interesting facts. Below is a list of Suicide Squad hidden truth and facts you probably don't know. The helicopter crash scene was the last to be shot just in case any of the actors got injured and filming was delayed. The majority of the cast and crew got the tattoo SKWAD in honor of this film. The tattoos were even applied by some of the cast members, Margot Robbie and Will Smith. When perfecting the Joker's laugh, Jared Leto publicly tried different laughs in New York City and Toronto to see which ones made people the most uncomfortable. To prepare for his role as Deadshot, Will Smith shaved his head and spent time training with Navy SEALs and Army Rangers, practicing firing a Glock 9mm handgun and an AR-15 rifle. The actor turned out to be a quick learner, particularly with long-distance shots using the AR-15. Several scenes of Killer Croc's backstory were removed from the final cut, including scenes depicting his entire life as a social outcast due to his physical appearance and convincing himself that he is beautiful in his own way. Croc crossed paths with Batman while working as muscle for hire for numerous Gotham crime bosses, while secretly planning to take over one day. There were also scenes displaying his affinity for making sculptures out of discarded materials. Aside from jokes about Croc viewing himself as beautiful, none of these were retained in the final cut. Also deleted was a scene where he becomes sick during the helicopter escort to Midway City, throws up half-digested pieces of goat, and then eats them again, disgusting the nearby Navy SEALs. Margot Robbie revealed at San Diego Comic-Con International 2016 that although the cast members of the squad had extensive rehearsals together, she and Jared Leto did not rehearse prior to filming their scenes. She and director David Ayer felt it added to the unpredictability and madness of Harley Quinn and the Joker. Tom Hardy was originally cast as Rick Flag but dropped out to do The Revenant, 2015. Hardy had previously played Bane in The Dark Knight Rises, 2012, who was a former member of the Suicide Squad in the comic books. Hardy later expressed his regret at leaving the role, given that he did not want to lose the work. In May 2016, Warner Bros. Announced that Margot Robbie would reprise her role as Harley Quinn in an upcoming Gotham City Sirens, which she would also produce. Not much has been revealed about the project, but it is rumored to be focused on the female heroes and villains of the DC Universe. Jared Leto got so immersed in playing the Joker that he wouldn't break out of character on set even when he wasn't filming. He even sent his fellow cast members Joker-like presents, a live rat to Margot Robbie and bullets to Will Smith, a soiled Playboy magazine to a Duelakanoia beige and a dead hog, anal beads and used condoms for the whole crew. Scott Eastwood commented that Leto frightened him at times with his behavior, and Smith mentioned that he actually never met the real Leto. The Joker's car, the Jokermobile, is a customized Infiniti G35 Vader. During the first scenes of Harley Quinn's origins, there is a montage that includes Margot Robbie dancing with the Joker while wearing the original red and black Harlequin suit her character was invented within the 1990s. This shot is inspired by artist Alex Ross's painted cover for Batman, Harley Quinn #1, which was the character's official entry into DC Comics' main universe. During Deadshot's dossier sequence at the start of the film, the list of weapons with which he is deadly includes the potato cannon. Ryan Gosling was sought out first for the role of the Joker. He reportedly turned down the role because he did not want to sign on for a multi-picture deal that the studio was requiring. Harley Quinn wields an umbrella that is red and black, which is her original color scheme from Batman, the animated series, 1992. She also wields a baseball bat, her trademark weapon from the Batman, Arkham video games. Jared Leto chose not to rewatch the performance given by Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight, 2008, because he felt he needed to form his own version of the character. He did not want to copy or lift material from any previous film version. Instead, he focused more on the comic book versions of the iconic villain. It took the makeup team 5 hours for the prosthetic makeup to be applied to a Duelakanoia beige, with the makeup applied to his head and shoulders while the rest was body paint. Early cuts of the film included more interaction with Captain Boomerang and Harley Quinn, with Harley severely disliking him despite growing affectionate to all the other members of the squad. Aduela Kanoyagbage did extensive research for Killer Croc, reading decades worth of material from the comics with the character. He also observed actual crocodiles and researched cannibalism. The Ace Chemicals scene where Joker finishes Harley's transformation was initially longer in the original cut, with Harley jumping into the chemicals and with more bits of dialogue from Joker. The Batmobile chase scene with Batman pursuing Harley Quinn and Joker was originally longer, with more interaction between Joker and Harley. One of the examples, presented in all the trailers, is the Joker punching the roof of his car. The baseball bat used by Harley Quinn was given to Kevin Smith as a thank you for hosting Dawn of the Justice League, 2016. Jared Leto shaved his eyebrows in order to play the Joker, to make him look more deranged and psychotic. Coincidentally, Jay Hernandez, who plays El Diablo, also shaved his eyebrows for his role since his character was designed to have no hair on his body. For Hernandez, the choice saved him half an hour a day in the makeup chair. Jared Leto took inspiration from the Batman comic Arkham Asylum, a serious house on Sirius Earth, which portrayed the Joker as a transcendent, unsettling and seductive person. He also cites gospel music, shamans and Mexican cartels as an influence on the character. Jared Leto visited New York Comic-Con 2015 in disguise and took a picture with an unsuspecting fan cosplaying the Joker. Many of Joker's scenes were omitted from the final cut. A bar scene with Harley taking everyone's orders was featured in several trailers but was edited for the theatrical release. In the scene Deadshot calls for a shot, Katana wants whiskey, Croc and Boomerang settle for beer. Harley asks Diablo once and he prefers water, which she jokes is a good idea. In the finished film it cuts directly to Deadshot's speech about them all almost pulling the mission off. It is added into the extended cut of the film, with extra dialogue from Deadshot and Diablo. Each of the squad wears an item that references their comic book history. George Harkness has on a blue shirt with Captain on it, in a homage Captain Boomerang's blue uniform. It's also got a design of little boomerangs on it. Killer Croc wears clothes made out of crocodile skin. June Moon Enchantress has on a moon-styled headpiece to keep her powers in control. In the comics it was a necklace. Shadow Santana has a sweatshirt reading Diablo, his superhero title. Katana's outfit echoes her new 52 uniform, a black suit, and her classic suits, which had Japanese rising suns as her symbol. Harley Quinn's color scheme is red and blue, inspired by her appearance in the New 52 DC Comics where she is a member of the squad. Deadshot uses an eyepiece that resembles his comic avatar. Enchantress' appearance in this film is meant to lead into Justice League Dark, 2017. In the comics, she has a role in the ensemble. Jai Courtney is reported as saying, "I'll never be in a comic book movie." He changed his mind after finding out David Ayer was to produce this film. Viola Davis read Emmy Thomas' autobiography Confessions of a Sociopath to prepare for her role as Amanda Waller. The strip club Harley Quinn is shown in is the Joker's smile and grin. Jared Leto tore his labrum while performing a stunt for this film. The Joker's various clothes in this film are based on the clothes he wore in the Batman comics. The tuxedo and white gloves come from Death in the Family, 1988. The white coat and purple shirt comes from Dark Knight Returns, 1986. The Joker's brown waistcoat comes from Joker, 2008. Within 3 weeks of the teaser trailer being released, it had racked up more views than both Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, 2016, trailers. While reading the comic books in preparation to direct the film, David Ayer had Margot Robbie in mind for the role of Harley Quinn. However, Emma Roberts was offered for the role by Warner Brothers, but she turned it down to star in Scream Queens, 2015. Olivia Thirlby, Imogen Poots, Alison Brie, Rooney Mara, Olivia Wilde, Emma Watson, Emily Browning, Zooey Deschanel, Lily Collins, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Sarah Paxton, Amanda Seyfried and Evan Rachel Wood were also considered for the role of Harley Quinn. David Ayer cast Cara Delevingne before there was an actual script. He asked her to prepare for her role as Enchantress by stripping naked in the woods, preferably underneath the full moon, and walking in the mud at night. She reportedly did so, on the secluded compound of her sister's mansion, for some much-needed privacy. Will Smith had lengthy talks with director David Ayer about his nasty past experiences, fears and frustrations, in order to get to the core of his character Deadshot. He later found that Ayer recalled some of these to him during filming, in order to get Smith into the right frame of mind. Part of this film is set in Midway City, in the DC Comics. This was the home of the superhero couple Hawkman and Hawkgirl. Just like his preparation to portray Rayon in Dallas Buyers Club, 2013, Jared Leto shaved his entire body, except his head, to play the Joker. Margot Robbie kept Harley Quinn's jacket and the baseball bat. The Enchantress is the name of villainous characters in both DC and Marvel Comics, who coincidentally both wield magic and are clothed in green. The Enchantress of Marvel is a rival of Thor, while DC's is not primarily an antagonist on any one hero. In this film, she has been completely redesigned in order to look visually different and unique. David Ayer revealed in a Q&A on Twitter that King Shark was originally going to appear in the film but would only have been possible as a fully CGI character. His replacement Killer Croc was portrayed practically with makeup and prosthetics. Director David Ayer described this film as a comic book version of The Dirty Dozen, 1967. Cara Delevingne auditioned for the role of Enchantress by reading for Martha from Edward Albee's play Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. She was asked to read the part in several different ways, in order to reflect June Moon's split personality. By the end of the audition, she was ready to beat people up. David Ayer sparked a fury in me. You got to come get me out of jail because I was so furious. Writer Paul Dini, who created Harley Quinn in Batman, the animated series, 1992, said he found her look optimistic and promising. Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, Daniel Craig, Matthew McConaughey, Johnny Depp, Colin Farrell, Keanu Reeves, Oscar Isaac, Jason Statham, Idris Elba, Matt Damon, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Alexander Skarsgård, Ewan McGregor, Robert Pattinson, Michael Fassbender, Joel Kinnaman and John Hamm were considered for the role of Deadshot. Kinnaman would later be cast as Rick Flag. Scenes of El Diablo that were removed from the final cut include him observing the flame of a lit match, before putting it out due to his vow to no longer use his powers and being escorted to a training center by being placed in a tube that fills with water to quell his flames, and then unceremoniously dropped onto the ground. The first trailer for this film shown at Comic-Con 2015 featured a cover version of the Bee Gees' classic I Started a Joke. This version was specifically created for that preview by trailer music company Confidential Music, with vocals by Becky Hansen, and made quite an impact with audiences. The cover version is included on the official soundtrack, which is remarkable as such cover versions created only for promotional material are normally not released to the public. This film takes place after the events of Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, 2016. This movie was filmed in Toronto, Ontario in June 2015 under the code name Bravo 14. In an interview, director David Ayer said that in this film, a different side of Batman can be seen as he is shown from a villain's perspective. Belle Reve Penitentiary is the headquarters of the Suicide Squad. Belle Reve is the French mistranslation for Beautiful Dream. The mercenary Deathstroke briefly had an appearance in this film, and Joe Manganiello was considered for the role. He is slated to appear in Ben Affleck's Batman movie. Killer Croc is based on his original debut appearance in the 80s. An aspiring criminal kingpin, and his appearance in the Joker comic, a huge black man with a skin condition who indulges in cannibalism. Harley's choker necklace has the word Puddin written on it. This is one of the many pet names she used in the animated series when speaking to the Joker. Oprah Winfrey, Viola Davis, Kerry Washington and Octavia Spencer were all front-runners for the role of Amanda Waller, before Davis was cast. The John F. Ostrander Federal Building was named after Suicide Squad creator John Ostrander. In early cuts of the film, its opening detailed June Moon's possession by Enchantress in real time. Reshoots reshuffled the scene to be later in the movie in flashback form in favor of a new opening centered on Deadshot in the prison cell, watching the rain fall and thinking about his daughter. Scenes of Rick Flag and June Moon's romantic relationship, including him reading the files of the Suicide Squad recruits after Waller delivers them to him and a scene of Flag and Moon out on a date, were removed from the final cut. Some of Katana's Soul Taker scenes, some of which were present in the trailers, with her eyes blackening as she uses her blade, didn't make it into the final cut. Joker tells Harley that he has some grape soda waiting for her. Although this may be coincidence, Harley drank grape soda in one of her most famous comic books, Mad Love, as she waited for Batman to wake up to kill him. Following the success of the movie's first wide-release trailer, featuring Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen, its editors Trailer Park Inc. were invited to produce a cut of the movie. Their new music-heavy version was tested against David Ayer's own cut, although the released version of the movie incorporates ideas from both. On July 11, 2015, the first trailer for this film was shown at Comic-Con 2015. Warner Brothers did not intend the trailer to be widely seen, but later relented and publicly released the trailer a few days later. Vixen, Multiplex and Minbugler were added in the film's original script before being cut. Jared Leto revealed in an interview that among the infamous gifts he sent his co-stars were more appropriate items, too. "I did give some really nice, sweet gifts as well," Leto said while promoting the film in New York City. "I gave cupcakes," but then he added with a devilish grin, "I don't think they should have eaten the cupcakes," he quipped. "I also wrote everyone a poem as well," Leto said, adding, "It helped me think about who they were and kind of created this illusion of a relationship and make the circumstances a little more realistic." Leto then teased, "The funny thing about the gifts is no one has actually talked about the craziest stuff. I didn't get thank you notes for some of the gifts," Leto boasted. "I'm not going to say who or what specific gift was thanked, but there were a lot. Joker likes to share his toys." Trian Belisario turned down the role of June Moon Enchantress due to scheduling conflicts with Pretty Little Liars, 2010. Brie Larson, Saoirse Ronan, Megan Fox, Ellen Page, Kristen Ritter, Emma Stone, Alicia Vikander, Shailene Woodley, Emilia Clarke and Alexandra Daddario were all considered for the role. Diablo is revealed to be in the Hillside Gang, which is visible on his jacket. In David Ayer's previous film Training Day, 2001, Alonzo hires this gang to kill Hoyt. The scene of the Joker interrogating Captain Griggs, including the line, "I can't wait to show you my new toys," was in several trailers, but was removed from the final cut. In a joke segment called First Drafts on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, 2015, one of the taglines for Independence Day, Resurgence, 2016, "We had 20 years to prepare, so did they," was spoofed, saying its first draft really was, "For 20 years Will Smith said no, so we just made it without him." Moreover, and similarly, for Smith's Suicide Squad, 2016, released in the same year, which has one tagline that states, "Worst heroes ever," the first draft was, "The movie Will Smith did instead of Independence Day, Resurgence." Margot Robbie kept a live rat at Jared Leto Center and she even gave it a name, Rat Rat. She added if Harley got something from Joker, she'd probably cherish it, she told E! Magazine. Cara Delevingne uses an American accent to play Dr. June Moon, but in order to play her dark side, the Enchantress, she uses her natural English accent. Margot Robbie has stated that if she wasn't cast as Harley Quinn she would like to attempt to play Amanda Waller. Mark Hamill has said that he liked Jared Leto's performance as the Joker. Hamill voices the character in the Arkham games and in Batman the Animated Series. 1992, which Harley Quinn made her first appearance in. Although she has prior martial arts experience with a brown striped belt in karate, Karen Fukuhara trained alongside her castmates during about 2 months of pre-production in order to learn how to wield a sword correctly. The first footage of the movie was shown in a teaser trailer during the Warner Brothers panel at San Diego Comic-Con in 2015. The trailer was meant to be a glorified sizzle reel, essentially highlighting the different characters, and Warner Brothers had no intention of releasing it to the public. When a low-quality version of the trailer, that was filmed by someone in attendance at the panel, surfaced online, Warner Brothers decided to release the high-quality version to the public, making it the film's first official trailer. Shortly after arriving in Midway City, Deadshot asks for some help from Harley on an escape plan, and refers to getting some help from her friend, the Joker. She replies with "You're my friend too," which may be a possible allusion to Batman: Assault on Arkham, where there was a relationship between Harley and Deadshot. The songs chosen for the trailers, Spirit in the Sky, Bohemian Rhapsody and Ballroom Blitz, are in the Wayne's World movie soundtrack. Cara Delevingne listened to rock music from Nick Cave and Megadeth to get into the right mood to play the Enchantress. Waylon Jones' Killer Croc has only 8 lines of dialogue in the whole movie, totaling 64 words. Margot Robbie celebrated her 25th birthday on the set in her Harley Quinn costume with her own birthday cake, which she posted on her Instagram and Twitter account. Ryan Gosling, Sharlto Copley and Matt Smith were considered for the role of the Joker. Arkham Asylum's gates in the movie are identical to the ones from the television show Gotham, 2014. Margot Robbie spent over 3 hours in the makeup chair to be transformed into Harley Quinn. She had to have her skin painted white, apply 20 temporary tattoos, apply Harley Quinn's wig, and get into costume. Margot Robbie did the majority of her own stunts. Harley Quinn's revolver is a .357 Magnum customized Giappa Rhino 60DS with white grips inlaid with a gold Joker emblem and gold decoration on the barrel shroud. Scott Eastwood's father Clint Eastwood was considered for the role of Two-Face on Batman, 1966, before producers decided not to use the character. Jared Leto had to prepare physically for the role of Joker, as it required a lot of working out for being in the desired shape, but the actor was so fit and in shape already that within 2 months, he got himself ripped and shooting started. Rumors that Christopher Plummer would appear in a cameo as Ra's al Ghul turned out not to be true. Captain Boomerang is traditionally a Flash villain. Joker's primary handgun is a .45 ACP customized Colt Gold Cup trophy, not the more well-known National Match, with a purple finish slide and frame with all the other parts being gold-plated. Ted Whittle, Admiral Olsen, portrayed Rick Flag in the Suicide Squad version of Smallville, 2001. Including the extended cut, the Joker, Jared Leto, has 12 minutes of screen time with 50 lines of dialogue. It took 3 hours each day to apply the tattoos and makeup to Jared Leto for the Joker. Katana is never out of her costume. She is briefly seen without her mask, but for the entire movie she is wearing her superhero costume. David Ayer considered giving Shia LaBeouf a part in the film, however Warner Brothers allegedly vetoed this decision, due to his reputation. Cara Delevingne admits to not having read any Enchantress comics prior to accepting the role or during production of the film. In the scene where Harley smashes a storefront window to steal a purse, the shirts on display in the window read "Si vis tempora bellum," which in Latin reads "If you want peace, prepare for war." Early on in production, Scott Eastwood and Common were widely believed to be playing Jason Todd and the Tattooed Man respectively. Both of these rumors turned out to be false. Despite being first and second billed, Will Smith, Deadshot, and Joker, Jared Leto, never interact or share screen time. Strangely enough, every single U.S. soldier in the film appears to be a Special Operations Forces member, aside from Call Flag, Lieutenant Edward Seals, and the 160th SOAR helicopter crewman, Even the background infantry soldiers wear the insignia of either the 75th Ranger Regiment or even Special Forces. Jake Gyllenhaal was offered the role of Rick Flag but turned it down. The restaurant Amanda Waller, Viola Davis, enters in the beginning of the film, The Cicada, is a real restaurant. However, the Cicada is not located in Washington, D.C. It is located in Los Angeles, and the Washington, D.C. decal underneath the logo on the windows were added for production. David Ayer heavily considered casting Freddy Rodriguez as Chato Santana El Diablo before finalizing on Jay Hernandez. When Harley Quinn is describing Katana's appearance, she says her height is 5 feet 5. Karen Fukuhara is actually 5 feet 2. As the movie was made by comic fans, it's full with Easter eggs considering other comic movies. For example, when Harley Quinn is robbing a purse, she destroys a showcase and the logo of the Watchmen can be seen in the background. Out of every actor in the film, Jared Leto is the only one to win an Oscar. This film broke Batman, the movie, 1966's record of featuring the most villains in a Batman-related live-action film. This is the second movie in which Will Smith and Margot Robbie co-starred. They took the main roles in the film Focus. Will Smith portrays Deadshot. The costume for the character, and all of his weapons, have written on them the phrase, "I am the light, the way," a reference to Jesus Christ. Will Smith starred as Robert Neville in I Am Legend 2007, and that character also has many references to Jesus Christ. Will Smith and spouse Jada Pinkett Smith both have acted as characters from Gotham City. For inspiration as the Joker, Jared Leto revealed in an interview, "I look at all kinds of things. I think the Joker is a cross between a snake, a hyena, maybe a gorilla in there somewhere. The fun thing about the Joker is that he's completely insane. There are no rules, no right answer. There's a lot of freedom." Wilhelm scream. When Incubus takes down the second Apache Longbow helicopter in Midway City, the scream is mixed into the explosion. Like the previous DC Universe movie, Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, 2016, Suicide Squad features a quote from Nabokov's Lolita. On one occasion, Joker refers to Harley as "fire in my loins." The Suicide Squad Facts and Truths.